everybody. It's been a pretty hectic couple of weeks at the old home ranch, and the weather's cold, miserable, and I figured that it's just time to go out. Been sitting at home for 2 weeks, taking care of business, doing the taxes, all kinds of other things around the house, and it's just time to get out. So today we're going to go out and have breakfast with an old friend. I'm on my way out to a little Oregon State Park that's about 45 minutes from home, and we're going to see what the winter's done to it. I haven't been out there in about a year, so we'll go out and see what's happened to the little place and have breakfast. We're just now leaving town, getting out on the highway, out in the farmlands, on our way out into the high desert foothills. Back in a bit. Well, here we are, finally off the road, getting back into nature's country. We reached the end of the irrigation line about half a mile ago, so now we're back to natural sagebrush. Look around here, you just high desert country, you don't see a whole lot in the way of trees. In fact, none. So when you're out here, there's things you have to bring that you wouldn't normally think about. You need to bring water, because water's kind of a scarce commodity out here. It's the one thing that everybody needs out here and nobody seems to have. There's very few natural creeks and springs and stuff out here, and they're usually few and far between. So you need to bring your own water supply. Temperature out here can change drastically. It can be 90 degrees during the day and below freezing at night. So you need to have proper clothing for the environment. Out here right now, it's first week in February, and it is a whopping 36 degrees, or about 2 degrees Celsius if you're in the UK. As you can see, it's gloomy, gray, typical winter day. You need a tent out here, or a tarp, because chances are about 9 out of 10 that if you're out here camping somewhere, you're going to be sleeping on the ground. The idea of tying things between two trees and suspending your hammock doesn't work too well out here when there's no trees. Sagebrush just doesn't cut it, so we just have to make do. So much as I would love to try a hammock, very little of the camping I do out here would allow me to use one, so I just haven't gotten around to doing that. Well, we've got a few miles to go to get to the campground, so I don't think you want to sit for the next 20 minutes and watch sagebrush go by. So I'll get back to you in a bit. You know, I had to stop here and show you something you don't see every day out here. See this? That, believe it or not, is a landing strip. The airplanes land here. You can see the sock, the wind sock down there if I zoom in here. There it is. Can't believe that little bare dirt downhill ruddy looking almost road is actually an aircraft landing strip. Anyway, where we're going is down that a ways. See that gap there in the cliffs? Down there, that little canyon, that's where we're going. is up that canyon to the campground. Not quite there yet, a few miles to go, and I'll be back to you when we get there. Well, we made it. This is Sucker Creek State Park in far eastern Oregon. Just a primitive campground with a few sites in the middle of a canyon. I really love this place. Let's walk across the bridge. This is considered a primitive area park. That means no power, no water, no hotels, no swimming pools. These spaces here on this particular side of the river, which is the side where the road is at, you can park vehicles there. But these are about 7 campsites on this side. On the other side of the bridge over here, where we're going, are 8 more sites where vehicles are not allowed. In fact, the only way you can get over here is on foot, on horseback, or on a bicycle. And there they are. And the best part about it is, if we stand here, what do you hear? You hear nothing. No cars, no airplanes, no traffic noise, no big cities pressing down on you. This is life. So, let's take a little walk here. We'll go down the aisleway a little ways. We'll pretend we're hiking somewhere and that's out in the middle of the wilderness, even though we're not actually. And we'll sit up here against a tree and we'll have breakfast. That's the whole reason we came down here, isn't it? So this looks like a pretty good tree. We'll turn around here, and yeah, that one looks good right there. So that's where we'll go. Yeah, about time. I'm getting hungry. I've been looking forward to this for 2 weeks. between honeydew lists and doing taxes, and the worst part, I spent a while trying to upgrade one of my 4 computers to Windows 10. That was an adventure, so that's what made me decide that this is time for a day off. So here we are, quiet, peaceful, nothing but the sounds of the creek going by, and breakfast. Breakfast. I said I was gonna have breakfast with an old friend. That's quite true. Meet my old friend. I was out in the garage the other day and I opened a box that had been sitting there since I'd moved into the new house, and found this. The old friend. If you're not sure what this is a Svea, I think that's how it's pronounced, S-V-E-A, made in Sweden. A Svea 123 gasoline stove. I bought this in 1990, and it's traveled many, many miles with me, uphill, downhill, freezing, rain, sleet, snow, 100-degree temperatures, and it has always worked flawlessly. These little stoves are they're still sold today. Optimus, I believe, has them now, and they still work just fine. The best thing about these little stoves is they're so simple. If I take the top off here, that's all there is to it. You see, there is a burner, an on and off valve, a cap to fill the tank, and that's all. No pumps, no pressure, nothing to pressurize. It's only got one moving part, the valve. For 25 years, this thing has never failed to work. It's been 6 or 7 years now since I packed this away in the box in the garage, and I pretty much forgot it was there, because mostly what I use now is Trangia stoves and a gas burner. So I saw this in the box and I decided I'm just going to take this little guy out and see if he'll still work. No preparations. It's still using the same 7-year-old fuel that was in the tank when I put it away. It still looks good. So we'll find out if it'll work.